Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Ruck Roll. Alright, about 3 years ago, right before I started vlogging, I got a new car, which I leased. It was actually the third car that I've leased, and I've been doing that for a while. Well, we're about 10 days from the lease being up on my current car, and I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and look at cars. Now, as I said, the last 3 cars I've been leasing them just because that seemed like a really good thing to do at the time. But now that I've moved to Texas, I want to kind of have the ability to haul some stuff around. Now, some people might say that, hey, you live in Texas, you should have a pickup truck by now. I don't know if I'm really going to do that. One of the things I like about the little Honda I've had is that it gets really, really good gas mileage. When I get out on the road, I can get like 40 miles to the gallon. That's really good compared to cars I've had in the past. So if I were to get like a truck or something like that, I sacrifice that mileage right off the bat. I'm going to drop my gas mileage in half if I do that, and it isn't enough of an issue that it's worth having a truck for the few times I want to haul something. What I've decided instead that I want to do is I want to get a little trailer that I could pull around behind the vehicle, so that if I need to haul something, I can hook up the trailer to it and use that to haul stuff around, and then otherwise get the really good gas mileage all the rest of the time. So one of the problems you run into with a lease vehicle is they generally kind of frown upon you doing anything permanent to the vehicle, like welding a trailer hitch onto it. Now, one of the live streams a few weeks ago, people suggested maybe that I could get a trailer hitch that bolts onto the car, but I looked around, I really couldn't find anything that I thought would work well. So I think I'm going to go back to the original plan, which is to buy a car, which will be mine. Then I can modify it any way I need to. And one of those modifications obviously will be to attach a trailer hitch and get somebody to do that for me. So let's go car hunting. So this has been my car for the last few years. This is the one that we drove to Texas in, and like I said, it's been a good, reliable vehicle. I've really not had any problems with Hondas, and so that's why I'm maybe seriously thinking about getting another Honda. I don't know if I'll get the Civic like this one or something else, but like I said, it's been a good, reliable vehicle, and I've heard a lot of good things about Hondas, and so like I said, that's one of the things I'm looking at is a Honda. But there's an area in Waco here where there's a whole bunch of car dealerships right next to each other, so I'm going to kind of wander around there and see what we can come up with. But first thing I need to do is give this thing a bath. It's got a lot of junk inside, because I've hauled a lot of dirt in this thing. I've hauled a lot of plants in it, and basically it's in pretty rough shape. So first thing I want to do is give it a bath. That little smudge right there is from when we went to that drive-through animal park. That was one of the animals did that to the car, and it's still there. But you can see that it's all kind of dirty on the side here from the snow and the ice that we've had in the past couple weeks. So I think the best thing to do is to give it a good bath right now before we bring it back. That way it'll look nice, and be ready to go back to the car dealer, and be a quick turnaround. It's been a good, reliable vehicle, so it should be an easy sell. Remove all valuables from the vehicle, including firearms. Yep, this is Texas. It's funny, as I was watching him blow off the mats inside the car, the dust was just flying off of that, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, that's the remains of 100 different vlogs. No more animal prints on this door. One of the things that first caught me about this car was just its stunning, beautiful blue color. It still looks nice, even through all the haze in the window. Yeah, car's nice and clean now. So I'm over at the Honda place. We're just going to kind of wander around, and I'm sure some salesperson will begin stalking me almost immediately. So let's get it going. Yeah, I don't know how practical that would be, but when I was walking around there, I walked into the showroom. They said they don't even really have a whole lot of cars on the lot right now that are new. I guess that's all part of this supply chain issue. So I don't know. We're having to see what's here, and like I said, I want to try and find something that's going to be relatively practical. Rather avoid a used car if I can. If I got to go someplace else, maybe I got to go someplace else. It's funny, I've been hearing people talk about how the supply chain issue was affecting vehicles, but it seemed to me what I was hearing is it was like used vehicles that were really hard to come by, not the new ones. So I don't know, this may be a bit of a challenge. Now there's a Hyundai place right next door. It's actually run by the same guy, or owned by the same guy. And I've always kind of thought of Hyundais as kind of cheap, inferior vehicles, but my dad actually had a Hyundai. His last vehicle was a Hyundai, and it seemed like a pretty good vehicle. So let's take a walk over there and see what they got. Yeah, somebody was mentioning on the live stream the other day that Kia was a good car. This one, while technically a used car, it's only got about 8,000 miles on it, so it hasn't been driven that much. So I don't know, that isn't too bad looking, huh? So I went over to the Ford dealership. They don't seem to be in much better situation. Because, I mean, I think this is where they normally have all their new cars. I don't see any new cars here. I see a bunch of cars down there, but they look like they're all used vehicles. This must be what it's like to live in Cuba. You know, they say in Cuba there aren't any new cars there. It's just everything, the newest cars are from the 50s, and they just keep rebuilding them and hope they keep them going. Crazy. Never would have expected to see this in America. Yeah, they got some new pickups, but like I said, I'm not really looking for a pickup. You know, and here's the main reason here, why right here. 18 miles to the gallon and $56,000. Yeah, no thanks. We're at the Toyota place right now, and holy cow, you know, they got, if these are their new cars, you know, they got so much parking space and so few cars here that they got them spread like 30 feet apart. I heard of social distancing for people, but not for cars. You know, I gotta admit, you know, this is a lot more frustrating than I thought it was gonna be. I figured, you know, I'd be able to go out and find a car somewhere. You know, everything I heard just said that the shortage was with used cars, but holy cow, just nobody has any inventory, and apparently they order them. You know, they got certain numbers supposed to come in this month, but you know, they're already you know, accounted for. So, you know, if I'm gonna get stuck with a used car, I'm halfway thinking, you know, just stick with the used car I know. You know, this car has been pretty reliable. Maybe I just need to go back to Honda and say, hey, you know, what do I need to do to just buy this one? You know, that will definitely keep the price down also, because, you know, I've you know, basically paid a lot of money on this car over the past 3 years, and so it'll be technically buying a used car, and it'll be a used car I know. So I don't know, I'm gonna run back to Honda and let's talk about my options. Now, I was talking to one of the salespeople at the Toyota place, and they were recommending the Camry. They thought that that might be, you know, pretty close, you know, comparable to this vehicle. And one of the things that kind of caught my attention and concerned me a little bit is it seems to me, I've read that the Camry is a target for car thieves, and that's something I'm not really interested in doing, is getting a vehicle that's likely to be, you know, that has a higher possibility of being stolen. That's just not an issue I want to deal with. Honestly, that it shouldn't be as much a problem here in Waco, because you know, the population is kind of small and there isn't really that kind of an issue here. That sounds like more of a big city kind of an issue, but it's still something that's kind of in the back of my mind. All right, it's over. This car is now my car. Took a little bit of time to do that. They have to do all sorts of weird stuff. They had to do a vehicle inspection, because apparently giving me my own car is a complicated procedure. But they took the old license plates off. They took the old registration tag off. gave me temp tags again, and we are done. So this car is mine. I've also got a contact from somebody who can install a trailer hitch on this. I'm told that it shouldn't be a problem with what I want to do. They don't recommend I haul a boat or a camper or something like that, but if I want to put a little trailer for hauling lumber home from Home Depot, that should work fine. So I'm going to contact the company who does that shortly and get that done. But in the meantime, this car is mine. So that's all I think we have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.